Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Buccaneers narrowly coming out on top by 5. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Chargers pick up win number 2. The Panthers drop yet another game and are really struggling on and off the field. Rod Gardner pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Redskins beat the Rams. Down in Dallas, in the Lone Star State, we had the Cowboys edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Kendrell Bell will be out of action for a while, and that will be a huge loss for this defense. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for 4 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
Bengals, Ravens. Lowe set to receive the kick at his own 20. Actually will be inside his 20 to the 19. Gets a little wall to the right with a spin move. Now goes back down the left-hand side. And they're sleeping on defense. He could go all the way. 81 yards. The Bengals win this one by the final score of 28-25. Over at Arrowhead Stadium, we had the Chiefs squeak to a 1-point victory. The Texans defense had a ton of sacks in their victory at Reliance Stadium. The Seahawks lost at home and will have to hit the road to meet the Falcons. Marty Booker stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Justin McCarron pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Jets beat the Browns. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Lindsay is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket too. 2 years, $1.6 million.
Eagles, Vikings. Dwayne Bates ready to go at the 16-yard line. Makes a move, spins. He's got daylight. Beautiful pass. Boy, did that look easy for the touch. The Eagles go on to win this by the final score of 31-28. In the Big Apple, New York, we had the Giants edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. And in our final game, we had the Dolphins come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my prime-time players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.